Greetings. Namaskar, Surswagatam. Welcome to the world of atoms, molecules, and nuclei. Amazing chapter. Stay back, stay tuned because in the very first slide, we'll try to understand what this chapter is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, our chapter Atoms, Molecules, and Nuclei rightfully focus on three aspects: atoms, molecules, and nuclei. In this slide, you will just understand what all factors are involved in atoms. Mind it, the very first factor comes with the history. When we talk about history, these are the prominent scientists. It started with Dalton's theory. And to negate Dalton, we had Thomson. To negate Thomson, we had Rutherford. And after Rutherford, we had Planck. Planck gave some ideas, which was again supported and re-established by Bohr. And after Bohr, we have Balmer. To be very honest, Balmer was always there before Bohr. But in this chapter, we'll study Balmer after the Bohr. Let's understand what Bohr has to give. Bohr gave us three postulates. Dear students, when we say postulate, that simply means it's an assumption. So, if I rewind back, the very first thing I told you about the scientists, every scientist gave an idea about what atom really looked like, what atom was really all about. And Bohr, in the end, gave a model which was universally accepted, and his model had three assumptions. Those three assumptions are called three postulates. Postulate 1, 2, 3. What are these postulates? You will learn in subsequent modules. Then, in molecules, we study many parameters related to atom, related to molecules. The very first parameter is nothing but radius. Okay, radius of what? The atom. Velocity of the electron moving around the nucleus. Then we have linear momentum. Then we have angular momentum. Then we have time and frequency. Then we have angular velocity, angular acceleration, energies. And when I talk about energy, there are many different types. But this energy gives rise to the spectral series. The very first series was proposed by Lyman, followed by Balmer, followed by Bastian, followed by Brackett, followed by Pfund. These five prominent scientists gave the idea of spectral lines. And to end the part of atoms, we had elemental concepts. That was first is called isotope, then isobar, and then isotone. And when you conclude what energy really is, in energy we'll study first kinetic, then potential, and combination of kinetic and potential is called total energy. And from the total energy you understand the concept of ionization energy, and lastly it is called binding energy. Dear students, this entire chart aims only on one thing: the structural form of the chapter. But if you ask me, sir, what is so very great about the chapter? My dear students, look at yourself. You are an organism. An organism is made up of many organ system. An organ system is made of many organs. And organs are made of many tissues. Tissues are made of many cells. Cells are made of cell bodies. Cell bodies are nothing but compounds. Compounds are made up of molecules. Molecules are made up of atoms. Atoms are made up of protons and nucleons. Well, proton is made up of quarks particle. What are quarks particle? Antimatter. What is antimatter? The thing which created the entire universe. So from quarks particle you got the proton and neutron, you got nucleon and electron, you got the atom and then molecule, then you got the compound then cell body then tissue then organ then organ system and organism. That's what you really are. But if I try to expand more, imagine a class of 60 students. Can you imagine it? That's one classroom. 60 people, 60 organisms. Well, condense it into one palm. Now multiply that 60 or 10 times. So 60 into 10 is nothing but 600. Condense it further. Multiply by 10 times. 6,000. Condense it 10 times. 60,000. Condense it 10 times. 6 lakh. Condense it 10 times. 60 lakh. Condense 10 times. 6 crore. Condense 10 times. 60 crore. Condense 10 times. 600 crores. That's the population of human race in our world, dear students. 6 billion and still counting. Are human beings the only species? No. We have so many animals. Look at the piggy. Look at the cow. Look at the buffalo. All these are species. So if there are billions of humans, there are trillions of species. And if there are trillions of species, there are zillions of material things around you. River, mountain, plain, plateau. All these zillions of beautiful things forms the beautiful blue marble called as Earth. Now my question is Earth the only planet in the solar system? No. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, if you may. Thousands of asteroids, hundreds of satellites, 9 planets, one sun forms a solar system. And from solar system, the combination of such kind of system gives you nothing but something called as galaxy. Our galaxy is called as Milky Way. The expanse of which is called 1 lakh light years. What is 1 lakh light years? The distance traveled by light in 1 year. What is the speed of light? 310 meter per second. That means 30 lakh kilometer in 1 second. Imagine a thing having 30 lakh kilometer per second speed is taking 1 year to travel from one point to another point. That is 1 light year. And what about 1 lakh light years? Light will take 1 lakh years to travel from one end of galaxy to another end of galaxy. And the best part is, there are zillions of galaxies. These zillions of galaxies, so-called, they form a universe. And that is what we know about universe. So imagine how space really is. We started from zero, we went to infinity. Everything has the origin from atom. Everything leads to a infinite structure. That's where we are limited to. But with due course of time, dear students, you will make a progress, and I'm pretty much sure this lecture will give you a provisional edge of how you can go ahead. All the very, very best. Let's start a new journey with atoms, molecules, and nuclei. Thank you.